In the heart of Bombay, in 1937, a boy was born into one of India's most respected business families, the Tatas. His name was Ratan Tata. But what many don't know is, this man, who later became a symbol of humility, kindness, and visionary leadership, didn't start as a success story. He started with rejection, doubt, and even failure. Ratan Tata's childhood wasn't as easy as people think. His parents separated when he was just 10 years old. Raised by his grandmother, Lady Nawajbai Tata, he grew up quiet, sensitive, thoughtful, and often alone. After studying architecture at Cornell University, Ratan returned to India in 1962 to work in the Tata Group. But he didn't start at the top. No, he began on the shop floor of Tata Steel in Jamshedpur, wearing a hard hat, working alongside laborers, learning how steel is made. He shoveled limestone and handled furnaces, not because he had to, but because he wanted to understand the business from the ground up. This humility would later define his leadership. In the 1970s, Ratan Tata took over a small, struggling company called Nelco, an electronics division of the Tata Group. He believed in innovation and technology. He had a dream to make India self-reliant in electronics. But dreams often meet resistance. At that time, India's economy was closed. The government policies were rigid and competition was fierce. Within a few years, Nelco's market share collapsed. Losses mounted. Everyone started whispering, "He's not fit to lead. He's not JRD Tata." The company failed badly. Ratan Tata was devastated. But instead of quitting, he learned one of life's most powerful lessons. Don't be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again. In 1991, the world was changing. India was opening its economy, and Ratan Tata was chosen as the new chairman of Tata Group. But not everyone was happy. Many senior executives doubted him. They thought he was too soft, too idealistic, and too inexperienced. He had to fight not only for the company's future, but also for his own credibility. Ratan Tata knew one thing: if the Tata Group was to survive, it needed unity and innovation. So, he began restructuring, merging scattered companies, modernizing old systems, and introducing bold ideas. He supported young talent, trusted people who dared to think differently, and slowly began earning respect. In the mid-1990s, Ratan Tata had a dream to create an Indian car, made by Indians for Indians. Everyone laughed. Tatas make trucks, not cars. You'll fail, they said. But Ratan Tata believed. After years of effort, in 1998, Tata Motors launched Tata Indica, India's first indigenous passenger car. It was not perfect. In fact, the launch was a disaster. The car received poor reviews. Sales dropped. Dealers were upset. The company was losing crores every month. Once again, Ratan Tata faced humiliation. People called it his second failure. So he decided to sell the car business. In 1999, Ratan Tata flew to Detroit to meet the Ford family. At that time, Ford was one of the biggest automobile giants in the world. But what happened in that meeting would change his life forever. A Ford executive looked at Ratan Tata and said, "You don't know anything about cars. Why did you even start the car business? We'll do you a favor by buying it." Ratan Tata said nothing. He quietly returned to India, humiliated but not broken. For days, he didn't speak to anyone. But inside, something changed. He decided he would never give up. Ratan Tata turned Indica around. He improved the design, listened to customer feedback, motivated his engineers, and within a few years, Indica became a success story. It became one of India's most loved cars. But he didn't stop there. In 2008, the same Ford company that once humiliated him was now struggling to survive. And guess what happened? Ford approached Tata Group to sell their luxury brands, Jaguar and Land Rover. Ratan Tata smiled. He flew back to the same city, the same office, this time not as a seller, but as a buyer. Tata Group bought Jaguar Land Rover for $2.3 billion. And within a few years, those very brands became profitable again under his leadership. The same man who was once told, "You don't know anything about cars," had just saved two of the world's most iconic car brands. That's poetic justice. That's leadership. But Ratan Tata wasn't done yet. One day, while driving in rain, he saw a family of 4 on a scooter, father driving, mother holding 2 small kids. He thought, this isn't safe. There must be a safer, affordable car for every Indian family. And thus began the Nano project, the world's cheapest car, priced at just 1 lakh rupees. It wasn't about profit. It was about purpose. Although Nano didn't achieve commercial success, the idea touched millions of hearts. It showed that Ratan Tata didn't just think of business, he thought of people. Even after retiring as chairman, Ratan Tata continues to inspire millions. He lives a simple life, no luxury mansion, no personal jet, no children to inherit billions. He once said, "I don't believe in taking the right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right." From helping students and startups to donating 60% of Tata Group's wealth to charity, Ratan Tata has proved one thing: true success is not measured by the size of your company, but by the size of your heart. When people talk about billionaires, they talk about power and wealth. But when people talk about Ratan Tata, they talk about respect, kindness, and compassion. He's not just a businessman. He's a symbol of integrity in a world that's often forgotten what that means. He turned failures into lessons. He turned humiliation into determination. And he turned a business empire into a source of hope for millions. Ratan Tata's story reminds us of a timeless truth: that failure is not the opposite of success, it's the foundation of it. If you have courage, humility, and a good heart, you may fall, but you will rise again. And when you rise, you won't just win, you'll win hearts. So, the next time someone tells you that you can't do it, remember Ratan Tata, the man who failed, learned, rose, and became one of the most loved leaders in the world.